Question: were there women prophetesses? Very easy for you to deny. Our sisters might disagree. Our sisters, what do you say? Oh, mashallah, these are... I can assure you in many other gatherings I go to, the sisters want there to be prophetesses, prophets of the female species, gender, excuse me, not species. And they quote evidences. They quote evidences. We're going to a tangent from a tangent, but this is interesting. They quote evidences. Of their evidences is Jibreel alayhi salam come to Maryam, and Allah says وَأَوْحَيْنَا. And of their evidences is for Musa, because Allah uses the word wahi for Musa, right? And of their evidences is Allah says in the Quran to Maryam that اصطفيتك that على نساء العالمين, right? That I have chosen you above every single other lady. And so if Allah has chosen her to that level, then she's got to be not just a regular person, but a Nabi. And in fact, a number of scholars of the Islamic tradition did argue that there were female prophetesses. Of them is Abu al-Hasan al-Ash'ari, of them is al-Qurtubi, of them is Ibn Hazm al-Andalusi. These people all believed that Allah sends men and women prophets. So for those who want to preach this, they have some precedence. They're not coming out of the blue. Okay? Now, if somebody were to quote them an ayah in the Quran which restricts prophethood to the male, what is the verse? What is the verse? Illa rijalan something. I like this. I like this. The word rijal has got to be mentioned somewhere. Yes. You're right, but what's the verse? You just quoted the one word, the man. Yes. Ar-rijalu qawwamuna 'ala an-nisa. What does that got to do with the prophethood, right? وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَا مِن قَبْلِكَ إِلَّا رِجَالًا نُوحِي إِلَيْهِم مِّنْ أَهْلِ الْقُرَى. Right? إِلَّا رِجَالًا نُوحِي إِلَيْهِم مِّنْ أَهْلِ الْقُرَى. Allah mentions two conditions for prophethood. For every person that we sent before you was a man from the people of the town, from the people of the cities. Allah never sent Bedouin prophets. Allah sent prophets of cultivations, of cities, right? Now, you quote this to Abu al-Hasan al-Ash'ari, to Ibn Hazm. They will say, yes, we agree. Arsalna Rasul. And we are saying Maryam is a Nabi. Okay? So the ayah says we agree with it. Any other ayah comes to mind? You see, this is an interesting discussion here now. And it's very relevant to our times when a lot of debates are happening about... So they quote of course the number one example for a female prophetess is who? Maryam, correct? Right? So let us concentrate. I'm going into the tangent of a tangent, by the way, but I think everybody's interested in this, so we can afford the luxury here. And inshallah, we have plenty of time to have the seerah, inshallah, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So a number of interesting points here. If Maryam is the example that they choose, let us see how Allah describes Maryam in the Quran. It is agreed that the angel showed himself to Maryam, correct? Does an angel showing yourself to a human make the human a prophet? What's your evidence? The Sahaba. Exactly, right? Seeing an angel does not make you a prophet, or else Umar ibn al-Khattab would be a prophet, Aisha would be a prophet, everybody would be a prophet, right? Seeing the angel Jibreel does not make you a prophet. And we already mentioned the types of wahi. And one of them, we said ilham, which happens, or in the angels coming. That's not necessarily the wahi of the prophets, right?
Do you have another example where an angel has come to another human being in the absence of a prophet?
In the absence of a prophet.
When you talk of the Sahaba, the Prophet himself was present.
Yes, there are plenty of ahadith that an angel came to one of the people to test him, the bald man and the man who did there are plenty of traditions. The angel coming and talking to the people directly. There's even a hadith in Bukhari that says a man was visiting his brother for the sake of Allah, and he met an angel in the guise of a man. and the angel spoke to him, why are you going? What are you doing? What's your purpose? You're only doing this for Allah? Then I am the angel that Allah has sent to you to tell you that Allah loves you because you're visiting your brother. Right? So clearly there are angels that visit humans. Right? And this is not restricted, by the way, to the prophets. Even it could happen right now, you never know. There's no closure to this chapter. Right? You have something to add? Somebody has.
Angel Jibreel somebody without.
We don't know of Angel Jibreel coming to somebody in the previous generations. لا ندري, we don't know. But we know for a fact he came to people of this ummah. And people saw him and spoke with him. Right? Therefore, this is the first point. The second point, Allah mentions in Surah Al Imran about Maryam and Isa alayhim salam. What does Allah say? Hafiz Saab, you need to help me out here. The phrase is وَأُمُّهُ صِدِّيقَةٌ كَانَ يَأْكُلَانِ الطَّعَامِ. Right? What is the phrase before it? This is the strength of hifd, when you can say what's before it. After it, I can do it. Right? انظر كيف نفصل الآيات ثم انظر أن يؤفكون. What's before that? وَأُمُّهُ صِدِّيقَةٌ. Before this, Allah mentions that Isa is just like a Rasul قَدْ خَلَتْ مِنْ قَبْلِهِ الرُّسُلِ. Right? Prophets Rusul have come before him. And as for his mother was a Siddiqah. Notice, Isa was a Rusul of the Rusul, and his mother was a Siddiqah. Clearly, Allah is mentioning their levels. And we know that of the levels, that أُولَٰئِكَ الَّذِينَ أَنْعَمَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِمْ مِنَ النَّبِيِّينَ وَالصِّدِّيقِينَ وَالشُّهَدَاءِ وَالصَّالِحِينَ. Right? These are the four levels. Nabiyyin, Siddiqeen, Shuhada, Salihin. So when Allah mentions Isa, he is of the Nabiyyin and the Rusul. And then he mentions Maryam and he says, وَأُمُّهُ صِدِّيقَةٌ. So clearly, therefore, putting all the evidences together, the majority opinion has always been that the prophets of Allah have only been men. There is a minority opinion, and this is an opinion that does exist.